He is the man behind Gamebread Fighting Championships. He is the original BMF. He is one of the greatest fighters of all time. It is always my pleasure to catch up with Jorge Masvidal. Jorge, how are you?
What's up, my brother? I'm doing good,
How's
man.
everything?
I'm doing good. Thank the Lord, brother. I can't complain. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, man. Thank you for taking time, as always. One of the busiest guys in the sport, man. You're trying to take my job. You're running your own podcast now. Come on now. You can't do everything.
This podcast is not confusing anybody. We're chilling, brothers. We're Switzerland, man. It's peace with all my MMA brothers. Now everybody else is war, you know. Everybody else is war, but the MMA community, number peace and love. Yeah, we've been doing good. We've been getting some good guests, and it took a while. And I wanted to partner up with the right guys for the podcast. I had a lot of opportunities in the past, and they weren't, maybe the money was good, but the partnership itself wasn't, or vice versa. So I waited, and now we got the right, partnership where we're happy dad and death row. And from the start of it, it's been great. So, big shout out to the happy dad team, because they're doing a great job. They're really keeping me busy, man. I love it. We're off to big things.
You've been doing a great job with it, man. I've loved watching the show, loved listening to the show. You've been doing a great job.
Thank you, brother. I learned from the greats, brother.
Absolutely. So, all right, listen, I got a lot I want to talk to you about, but I want to start with your promotion, Gamebread Fighting. From what I'm hearing, man, we got a very, very big 2026 ahead. What can you tell me?
Some internet breaking, we're gonna turn a lot of heads, and I want to get like when I'm thinking about putting these shows on. Me and Lex are sitting down going through the card. I'm thinking about how do I get everybody from Dean Martin, the guy that knows every fight, from Pride, Strikeforce, Bellator, to the casual, to dudes that might have never heard of bare knuckle, but they're big time into the UFC as well. I want to get everybody involved, and to do that, you got to create a massive card. You got to get something that people will talk about. And I got about 8 UFC vets, 2 PFL champions, Bellator veterans. And I got some names that are just gonna turn heads. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do a little guessing game, me and you, because I know you know your MMA well. I got a light heavyweight in there. He's fighting at heavyweight. That has fought for the championship. So he's fought at the elite level, and he's fighting one of the world's greatest ever to ever do it. So I'm talking about a legit bad motherfucker that we currently see a lot on TV as well, because he be out there doing his thing. So take a guess who's in this heavyweight tournament.
Give me a second. I fought one of the greatest. That would be John Jones, if I'm getting that correct. That would be John Jones. Light heavyweight on TV. Chris Weidman never fought him. He's a middleweight. I got it. Anthony Smith.
Oh, this guy's good, man. That's why they pay you the big bucks.
Anthony Smith, because he's available. He's out there. He's available. So that would be the name.
Anthony Smith is taking off the fucking gloves, brother. Gone.
That is old school right there. That's the roots right there for a guy like Anthony Smith. And he's doing heavyweight? Doing heavyweight, doing full MMA, same rules as the UFC or any major promotion. And it's just no gloves, So it's going to be a good old time. And Anthony Smith is fighting another UFC alumni, somebody that has a record as well, for being like one of the toughest guys ever, because he has the stat for the most shots he's taken, I think, in a fight, and didn't get stopped. Like, this guy's just a mean dude and God-given like chin. He's not Mexican, but man, can he take a hit like one? You know what I'm talking about? Done bare knuckle before?
Yep. And he's pretty damn good at it. That's actually his calling, is bare knuckle. That's where he shines.
And he's a natural heavyweight. Yeah, natural heavyweight. You got me on that one. I'm still spinning on the Anthony Smith thing.
And that's what I wanted. And if I get Dean to talk about it, I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
Another UFC alumni.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I mean, because you had Dos Santos there before. I know he's been there before. Alan Belcher, but he's not. I mean, he's heavyweight now, but he fought. You got me on this one. I got Anthony Smith. You gave me enough clues for Anthony Smith. I'm striking out on this one.
Let me see. Let me give you another clue. He's fought on my show on Bare Knuckle like 3 times. He's also fought. Did he fight PFL?
He fought in your show a few times.
He fought on my show a couple times.
I know who it is. Chase Sherman.
Took you long enough, brother. Come on.
I was leaning Dos Santos because obviously he was there before he fought the champion, the obviously UFC champion. But now you said 3 times with Bare Knuckle. That's what got me. I knew because he's been a mainstay at Gamebred.
Chase the Terminator Sherman, like this guy was born for Bare Knuckle. You know, he could take a hit and you just can't put him away, man.
So Anthony Smith and Chase Sherman are fighting.
That's our first bout in Dominican Republic, April 10th. Watch it live and free on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook channel. We just putting it out there for the public to see.
And from what I'm hearing, you're going to be doing, if I'm correct, you're going to be doing a full heavyweight tournament, right? Like, is that what I heard?
Full heavyweight. We got 16 heavyweights. We got 5 bouts happening April 10th. The main event being Anthony Smith versus Chase Sherman. We also got another one, but I won't make you guess too much for this one. We got Guto Inocente versus Mohammed Usman.
That's a good one. Guto Inocente is an old school legend right there.
Old school legend, killer, like barbaric. His last fight that he had for us, he fought like a 24-year-old, 3-time national champion from Brazil. It was like giving him a tough time. He was just catching Guto and keeping him on the outside. He was like 6'6", this kid, 6'7", big, long, and rangy, and was just keeping Guto on the outside. But on one of those, Guto just caught him, turned his lights off. So Guto's one of these guys that's like a relic and a gem. You know, he's one of the old school guys, but man, can he still fight? And if there's one guy who was made for bare knuckle, it's this guy. And now we're bringing him up against a young up and coming killer in Usman. You know, Usman just got released from the UFC and stuff, and this guy's another specimen, another physical monster. I'm dying to see what he's like bare knuckle. It is his first bare knuckle fight, so we got to see how he also takes the shots and gives them. So it's gonna be an interesting fight, man. It's gonna be a banger of a fight, you know. I think most of them bigger than Guto, maybe.
Yeah, I mean heavyweight's already one shot puts you out, but it even gets more exciting when it's bare knuckle.
It's you know what I love about it as well is that when it hits the ground, we have statistically more submissions per event than when I have events that are gloved or even other big promotions when they're gloved. It's just you don't have that extra padding, so the hands get into places a lot easier, and also your lock is a lot less compromised when it's your own hands. You know, you got a better grip and you could just really bite down on that lock, and that's a big part of finishing a submission. So we see when the fight hits the floor, and you know sometimes a guy will get his back taken and they're just in a position where you could grab gloves and kind of chill for a little bit. You can't do that in MMA. You can't just grab this hand if you're in a vulnerable position with no gloves. They slip like blankets, you know, like I don't know, it doesn't happen. Like you get to that position, the guys are quickly reattacking. So it's amazing because when the fight hits the floor, I still got the audience tuned in heavy. They're looking for that submission because they know it could end at any moment too. Because if you're on top of a guy and you just touch him, bare knuckle, there goes the eye as well. Well, the action doesn't stop. We haven't had too many boring fights.
I love it. And 16-man heavyweight tournament kicking off, you said April 10th. Dominican Republic with Chase Sherman and Anthony Smith as the main event. And you've already got all 16 guys signed up. You got the full tournament.
Got all 16 guys. There was a guy that recently got hurt that we have to where the 16th guy had to be replaced, and we're working on the new guy now. The contract should be, I think, by tomorrow. We should have him signed on the dotted line. But the other 15 are confirmed already and ready to go, locked and loaded. We have another show coming up in Miami, Florida. That one you got to pull up to, Dean. It's going to be here in Miami, in the heart of Miami, May 1st. And I'll tell you a little bit about that one in a little bit. I'll keep talking about this Dominican Republic card a little bit more. But May 1st, I also got a banger of a show coming here in Miami. You got to be at there, brother. You got to come to this one and watch it live for yourself, brother.
I got to see it, man. Who doesn't want to go to Miami?
And it's Miami, right?
Yeah, stepping into and when it's Jorge Masvidal, you know you're going to be taken care of. You know you are the king of Miami after all, right?
I'm gonna take care of you, brother. Just tell the wife, hey, listen, I'm going to Miami for 3 days. My phone doesn't work there for some reason. The reception, as soon as you get off the freaking airplane, baby, it just goes to shit.
I love it. You've obviously you've been promoting shows for a while now. And obviously you've had big shows, you've had big moments in your card, but is this like the most excited you've been in terms of what you promoted this tournament coming up?
Definitely. We're trying to get the guys paid as well. I was for a while just fundraising as much as we possibly could to make sure, we could do these events. So we took a little pause and now I'm back. And we're gonna have 4 events this year, 4 to 5 events this year. Next year we'll have 6. And when we crown the champion, basically we'll be giving him $500,000 to crown the
Wow.
champion. It's a working number. Obviously, I want that number to one day be like 5 million and get these fighters as much as I can, especially putting it all on the line with no gloves. But we're working on that. So we know we're going to attract a lot of guys, a lot of top-notch talent with this number. And as we keep unfolding the tournament, and then people know who's in the tournament. I mean, we got names from A through Z, from up-and-coming guys to guys like Anthony Smith, and I've been at the very top of the sport competing for the gold against the world's best, now coming to do MMA bare knuckle. Who's not gonna tune in and watch Anthony Smith throw down? It's gonna be insane.
I'm already excited. It's April 10th. I'm already excited right now. So you plan on 4 shows in 2026, at least 4 shows, maybe even a 5th.
Yeah, we got a minimum of 4. Might end up being 6, but we got a minimum of 4 scheduled this year for sure, and that's where we'll crown also our tournament champion, December 2nd, down in Miami.
Wow, man, this is gonna be great. So you said the one in Dominican, did you say 5 fights, 5 heavyweight fights, and
Yeah.
then the other ones will be in Miami?
Correct.
And
So
that's the first round.
April 10th, we'll be doing Dominican Republic. Then May 1st, we'll come to Miami. Then after that, we're going back to Dominican Republic for 2 shows. And then we're going to finish out the year in Miami.
You hear all the time, I'm sure you've seen this right now, Jorge, there's a lot of talk about where the heavyweight division is in MMA. I feel like this is going to reinvigorate things a little bit. You got a 16-man heavyweight tournament. That's serious business right there.
Oh my brother, and that's not. I got more guys that I'm going to tell you in the Dominican Republic card. I didn't forget about my European killers and my Russian killers. So I went and got some of the best of that side in the world because I'm not trying to find the most marketable guy in the world, which is I know what businesses do, and that's what the other people or the team are doing. I'm trying to find the world's best fighters, the biggest dogs, because that's how I believe, and that's who I believe will be the most marketable guy at the end of the day and the biggest engine for the company. So I went out there getting the world's best. I brought some serious killers from overseas that are gonna do damage. I don't want to mispronounce his name because I've already said it wrong before, so I'm just pull up my notes. And usually I don't have to do this, but I be pronouncing the names wrong. I can't mess this one up. Let me get this real quick. I get this name wrong again. We got Alexander Romanov, which I know you know who that is.
Absolutely.
Against Nikolai Kovalenko. There we go. Now I got it. Nikolai is a judo dude, Olympic alternate for Russia. Serious problems. Has really, really good judo, but he has also really, really good hands. Crazy aggressive. I think he has 7 or 8 stoppages against Alexander Romanov, which is a great freaking Greco dude. He's just mauling guys up. He has a good pressure style too, where he doesn't stop throwing. He comes forward. He locks up with a guy. He get belly to belly suplex dudes. It's crazy. Guy's crazy athletic. So we wanted to match these guys up because we think their grappling will cancel out each other and they'll just stay on the feet and just make it a war. And if they're grappling the way that they both grapple, it's going to be some of the most exciting grappling we've seen in a while too at the heavyweight division because both guys are high caliber grapplers. So we're very interested to see which route they're going to take. I think it's going to be one of the best fights. Probably the winner of that is definitely in the finals, I'm going to say, or in the semifinals for sure.
This is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm still tripping. You got Anthony Smith. How did you get Anthony? Can I ask that question? How did you get Anthony? Because he had retired. Seemed like he was done.
God's favor. God just allowed it. That one thing led to another, and my partner Lex was talking to Anthony Smith, his manager, about somebody else initially. I think because we didn't even think Anthony would be on the table, and then it was I think Anthony might be interested in something like this. And we were all Nah, this guy's trolling. Are you sure that's Anthony Smith's manager? They're like, yep, I'm positive that's his manager. I've been working with him for a while. I was like, all right, let's find out. And like 2 days later, Anthony was like, yeah, we can make this work. This is what I need. We went back to the board and we figured it out. We said Anthony will be a hell of an addition to this tournament. I think everybody will be very excited. We won't have to do too much soccer when we got a guy like Anthony Smith and then, facing other killers as well. It's not like he's fighting taxi cab drivers from some third world country. We're bringing in elite talent to fight against.
Yeah.
So it's going to be one of those.
So it's safe to say this is going to be the biggest year yet for Gamebred.
For sure, without a doubt. We also have a lightweight tournament, but we're not done with the bracket yet. We got about 12 guys. We're missing 4 keynote more people that we're just working on getting their signatures. And once that one drops, I'll come right back on here and let you know who these 16 lightweights are. But so far confirmed, we got about 7 UFC veterans, 3 PFL veterans, and like 5, I think, 5 or 4 Bellator alumni as well as UFC alumni in the mix. Some of them went to UFC and Bellator, so you're gonna get your fill of combat and violence with us over here. When we're stacking it up, man. We got some really good lightweights. I'm gonna talk about that more in the next one, but we got the card stacked. On the first round, we have some killers going against killers, and we really, really, really want to make a splash. We feel that we have a lot of our talent is at 170, 155. But aside from the heavyweight tournament, we also got other interesting bouts, like one of my favorite fighters in bare knuckle, 2 of my favorite fighters in bare knuckle. King Bao started at 170, moved up to 85. Now he's going to 205. And guess who he's fighting? Another UFC PFL alumni. Fought for me like 4 or 5 times. Let me see if you guess it. This guy either leaves with the shield or he leaves on it. Because there's no playing around when this guy steps in the cage. He's either gonna kill or be killed every single time.
Now you see, I got to go down deep. I'm trying to think who all because light heavyweights on the Gamebred cards. You might stump me on this one, Jorge. I'm trying to think right now who you had. I had to pull it out for Chase Sherman, but 4 man.
Okay, I'm gonna say it, Florida boy.
Florida
Not a Miami boy, but a Florida boy.
Florida boy. Hold on. Now see you're testing me. You're testing me.
Florida boy.
Man, I can't. I'm trying to think who would it be.
Some call him the spinning back fist master monster.
Spinning back, man, you are stumping me. Why are you stumping me? Now I'm having a brain fart. I'm like trying to think who it could be.
No way.
You might have got me with this one.
Florida boy.
Florida boy, light.
Florida heavyweight greats.
Man, I'm trying to think who it would be.
At one point.
UFC, and you said Bellator vet too? PFL. Man, you are stumping me right now. I'm drawing a blank.
And the name is Alex Nicholson.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Alex Nicholson, King fucking Bao. Let's fucking
That's a fun one. And Alex is a banger. That dude always shows up to fight.
Always shows up to fight. King Bao's like this super fucking athlete. Can wrestle, can box, and he's also made for bare knuckle. Has massive fucking bony ass knuckles. So I'm looking forward to this one. And both these guys always are coming in for the kill. This is gonna be another good one. This is another fight that's on the card that we're very, very excited about.
You came up in the days when like you remember the old school like pride tournaments and like everyone loves it. Was that kind of part of the fun of this, doing like an old school tournament for this, like doing the lightweight and the heavyweight tournaments? Like, was that part of the fun of this, kind of going old school with that?
Definitely. Me personally, some of the most exciting moments, fights were like those pride tournaments. Those were fun. When Pride was doing that, when Dreams was doing that, Sengoku, I participated in some of those as well. That was fun. I did tournaments as well in Bellator when I was there. I love it. It's pretty pure too, right? There's no too much matchmaking and stuff. Not that we won't have matchmaking, because we will keep running tournaments and keep having fighters fight the champions and all types of interesting stuff, just to see who's really the best and also who's really putting it out there, because we care about the wins, but we also care about the performance. The guys that are just going out there and giving what the fans want and just fighting their heart out. Those are the guys that you're always going to see at our shows. We'll always bring them back as well. You know.
I love it. I love it. Jorge, before I get you out here, man, I'd be remiss without asking you because, of course, everyone is always buzzing. I think last time we talked, maybe about a year ago, we were talking about you coming back. You were talking about fighting. I know there's been a lot of buzz about you maybe being on the White House card. Where are we at? Can you give us any update, like in terms of where you're at in your own fight career? You got a lot going on as a promoter, but I got to ask about the Jorge Masvidal show.
Brother, I know I'm coming back, let's say, in the fall. I don't know if it's the White House or I don't know if it's a big boxing event, like massive, like one of the year's bigger boxing events for sure. When it gets announced, it'll break the internet. We're gonna make a lot of. I'm gonna come here on your show and tell everybody who it is, brother. We haven't got the word. We haven't finalized the contract, but we're almost there. You know.
Yeah. What about the White House? Because I know there's so much buzz. Obviously, you're very close to the president. Obviously, it's going to be a big event. Is that still possible?
If they call me up the day tomorrow, I mean, I'll pretty much, like I've told everybody, drop everything to be in that White House because it's a different moment in time. I think it'll never happen again, you know. And it'll just be cool. It'll be another notch to have there, but I don't know what's gonna happen right now. We haven't really received too much word. I do have this massive opportunity that the UFC is allowing me because they're not cutting me or nothing. They're just allowing me to go do it, and I'm still part of the company. I still work with the company closely and other things, so they're just allowing me to go box and get this money. But it's huge money. It's very very good money for myself and my family, and the exposure of it. If I don't get the White House, all right, I get it. You know, I'm not as happy as it could be, but I'm also not mad at all because I'm gonna be all right, brother.
Let me ask you. Can I ask you? I know you said contracts aren't done. Obviously, you did the boxing thing before. Bum decision. I know you were not happy with that decision in the Nate Diaz fight, but like in terms of like, can you give us like? It sounds like it's a big name, whoever it is. I know you can't tell me who it is, but it's a big name.
Yeah, big name, um, big company too. The last company I boxed for was this company called FanMeal, which they owe me and Nate Diaz money. I took them to court. I won in arbitration. I won in court. They owe me $5.3 million. That's his company, FanMeal. So for all my fighters out there, make sure you know the name. Everybody with that company is also corrupt. The guy that owns that company, Solomon, also very not a good person at all, owes a lot of people money. I just want to put that out to show the fighters know, like these people going around doing deals. Because after he did what he did to me and Nate, he was still trying to get guys like Ryan Garcia and other fighters signed to his promotion. And, I just want to make sure people are aware, especially the fight community, like, don't get got by this guy. So as far as that experience goes, it was a shitty one, man. I went to California, beat the fuck out of Nate. They gave him the decision, and then they robbed my ass again. It's fucking California's nuts. The money is supposed to be kept in escrow. I didn't even get it. California's just fucking trash all the way through in every way. Even the commission over there. I don't say the commission to people because they were so cool and helpful to me, but like how do I not even get the money that's supposed to be in reserves? Because they're supposed to put you can't let an event happen with that certain amount of money. Like, hey, this amount of money has to be here for these amount of fighters. I'm glad that a lot of the fighters in the undercard got paid. I hope every single one of them got paid. I don't know if everyone did or didn't, but shit, I didn't get no set fees and neither did Nate, so I don't know what happened there. They dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, like I said, you go out there and you're putting yourself through hell in a fight camp. You go out there and have a battle, and then not to get paid. That's crap. That's garbage.
They kept pushing the fight back, so I was in training camp for 8 months out in Las Vegas, just grinding, just training. Which, yeah, I love the train, but you know, they was supposed to be 4 months out there, and then they kept pushing it back, and then not get paid, brother. So boxing, in that sense, left me with a very bad taste in my mouth. That's why I said the next company I sign with, I'll make sure that they're well established, have been around for a while, and can do what he says. We thought these people could because they had given a big down payment and things like that, but it's still not what it is, what it should be.
Yeah, well, we know, like, obviously Misfits is out there. They've been doing good things. Obviously, they just did a big pro boxing match with Deontay Wilder coming up. You got Jake Paul's company out there, so some options. I'm thinking, like, maybe Jorge Darren Till 2 boxing. I don't know, just throwing out ideas. That could be a good one.
Be, at the right time and place, I think it'd be a good one. Why not? He keeps doing these things, making noise. Every time he fights, he gets people going wild again, especially in boxing. It fits him very well. He just has to go out there and make people talk about it, and then we can make that happen. I'm
Yeah.
here to
Can I
make,
ask?
I'm here to make money.
100%. Real quick before I get you out here, can I ask? Obviously, the BMF title fight's coming up in a couple of weeks with Max and Charles Oliveira. And I don't know if you saw, Nate Diaz is talking about going back to get the BMF, and he just revealed like 3 guys he wants to fight. I think he named Connor, Dustin, and Mike Perry. I was like, where is Masvidal? Why don't we, like, you know what I mean? Like that, like, you were the first ever BMF champion. Like, you beat Nate to become BMF champion.
Don't do that to him. Why you want him to get you? You want him to fucking get slaughtered again? Stop, beat the brakes off that boy in California. Threw more shots, landed more shots. Threw more power shots, landed more power shots. I don't know what category this guy won in, but other than this freaking fight took place in California with scumbag Newsom over there, because everything is corrupt over there, man. It's fucking nuts from the fire department to the fucking fighting. It straight up robbed me in that motherfucking fight. Or whatever. If Native wanted it again, let's do fucking Muay Thai. I don't want to fucking do this boxing shit, or we already did MMA. That's too easy. Let's do Muay Thai. Let's go have some fucking Muay Thai fun.
Yeah, I love it. Well, listen, man, the BMF division is there, and I think I know you said I think you've said in the past you're a fan of Max Holloway. Obviously,
Yeah.
And who doesn't like Charles Oliveira? Obviously, Charles is a good guy, but you were the original. You know what I mean? You were the original guy. So BMF is there largely because of Jorge Masvidal.
Thank you, brother. And most, I think the spirit also that being the BMF is that you might have to take the fight with no training camp on short notice, 6-day notice, fly across the world and throw down. So I like that a lot of the guys that also step up, whether it's short notice or not, they're like ready to fight and they give it all. Because we know if you're fighting for that belt, it's entertainment every second of the way. And Charles is another guy that he lives or dies in there every time that he goes. I think during this fight, I'll make a bold prediction. I think Max round 1 or 2 stoppage. I think Max right now is navigating at a different pace. His body at 45 was starting to get too sucked out, where he was hurting himself, I think, a little bit before going into fights. I think right now we're going to see some really good Max Holloway fights coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we mentioned even back. I think it was like a year ago. You're like, Max is a fight you would love to have one day, just because so much respect for him. Like, not a bad blood thing, just because you have a lot of respect for Max.
Yeah. No, when I got into the sport, it was never like on bad blood. It's like I want to fight the world's best. So if I ever say like I want to fight a guy, a lot of times it's not because I have problems with them. It's because, well, I don't know about the rest of them, but as far as me goes, I want to fight the world's best, the guys that competed at that level. I wasn't getting into it so I could fight like a taxi cab driver and knock out 30 of them and then say I'm 30-0. No, I wanted to fight the world's best. You're the world's best jiu-jitsu guy. Let's go. You're the world's best kickboxer. Let's go. It didn't matter. I fought them all. So
Yeah,
definitely I would
absolutely.
love to have fought Max or any of these greats.
Well, I think 2026 sounds like it's going to be a very, very busy year for you between Gamebred and obviously you mentioned this boxing match, potential return to MMA. It sounds like you're going to have a very, very busy year ahead.
Yes, sir.
Well, Jorge, I appreciate the time as always, man. It's always a pleasure and honor to catch up. Keep me up to date on what else is going on in this tournament. You already got me excited talking about Anthony Smith and Muhammad Usman and Gudo Inosente and all these guys. So, man, can't wait to see what Gamebred does in 2026. Obviously, we look forward to seeing you back in the ring or the cage, whatever happens next for you. And thank you as always for the time. Hit me up anytime. You know I appreciate it.
And we got way more fucking names, brother. Thank you for having me on always, man.
Absolutely, man. We'll talk soon.
Thank you, brother.